Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to talk about today a safety related item. Now, this doesn't, well, it could pertain to a frame rack, but this is more to do with a power post with floor pots. And what I'm going to show you today, say you've got a car sitting on the floor and you've got a power post sitting here, any brand, I'm not going to name any brand, but it could be any of them. And you've got your chain going to your vehicle that you're pulling with. So you've got floor pots all the way around. And now I've seen guys do this 30, 40 years ago, and it just never looked right to me. I'd never done it, and it's a good thing I never did. I'm going to explain something here. I'd see guys that just take, and they'd run a chain from one pot to another, and then they'd just hook their chain right to the port of power or the tower to this chain. That way, if they had to move this side to side, they just unhook it here, slide it over, make a new pull or a new anchor point. And I never liked that. So what I always would do when I was using floor pots, I would run my chain right here and then this way. And it just seemed to be more stable. Well, this is probably going back about 25 years. I was up at the GM Training Center outside of Chicago, and I don't even know if it's there anymore. But they were telling us there was an instance where a technician in a shop had made his own kind of attachment that I think he just left on the floor, and it just went from pot to pot. I don't know how he made it, something out of steel, and that way he could just take his chain wherever he needed it, hook to it. Well, what happened, it's probably a full frame, a truck or something fairly heavy. This piece broke, hit him in the head, and the man was killed. So then I guess his wife got a lawsuit going, and she was trying to sue the manufacturer of the tower he was using. So anyway, they did some testing, and what they found out, when you were pulling this way, if you just stretch a chain, you end up with 4 times the amount of pressure that you would normally have. 4 times that amount of pressure is being exerted on these pots and this chain across here, and that's why his attachment broke. Now, it could have been a shoddy attachment that he built, but they also said don't ever put a chain from pot to pot, because same thing, you're putting 4 times the pressure when you stretch something like this, as opposed to just running your chain this way and running it this way. It makes a difference. And I've noticed that too, because I'd see guys doing it with a chain, and you could see that chain just keep stretching and stretching and stretching. You know, the harder they pull, you'd see that chain would stretch. And it just never looked right to me, so I never did it. But this is just something I want to pass along. If you're using floor pots to pull, don't stretch something in between them. Make sure you just run your chain up and back, triangular pattern. It's safer. And always, everybody knows this, drape a blanket over that chain. If something does come loose here, and usually you have a clamp or something slip, if it's a pinch weld clamp or some type of hook rips the hole out, that's going to come flying back. So always put blankets on there. It's not a bad idea to put them back here too. And if you're on a frame rack, the same thing. Use a blanket on there. But this is what I wanted to tell you about. Just, you know, don't use that system where you're just putting a chain from pot to pot, because it's very dangerous. There's just way more pressure in there that you need to, you know, be exposed to. So thanks for watching.